Tonight stands to be a fascinating debate, Chris. Everybody is anticipating that there'll be a huge target on Michael Bloomberg's back, late entry into the debate and into the race even. Not only that, but in a caucus state in which he's not even on the ballot. And I don't know what other politician in 2020 would have the audacity to appear at a debate just a few days before the state in which they're not on the ballot is going to vote in the caucus. It threatens to overshadow the caucus here in Nevada. And I have to say, there are a lot of people here locally who are quite resentful of that at this point in time. But there are other factors at stake here. The fact that now Bernie Sanders, for the first time in the race, is a clear frontrunner in national polls, and should make him a target for attacks as well on the debate stage from those who are wanting to catch him back up and get back in there. He's been pretty successful at rebuffing attacks in previous debates, but he's also not been the real main target. So it will be interesting to see how much the attention is really on Michael Bloomberg, how much goes to Bernie Sanders, and how the other candidates succeed in trying to stake out a space for themselves that they don't get overshadowed by those two titans who will be there tonight.
Who do you think needs a breakout moment? Like who is kind of at the point where if they don't have a breakout moment, this could be it for their campaign? Do you think anyone's at that point yet?
I think there are two candidates that we need to talk about there. The first is the surprisingly overshadowed Elizabeth Warren. When we think back just 6-7 months ago, she was breaking to be a front runner in the race for a week, overtaking Joe Biden briefly in the polls. And then things went downhill from there, and her polling numbers are still falling, but she has significant support. This is a state that she has a large operation that she invested in early on. She has a lot of solid organizers here, despite some of the controversies that have emerged within her campaign locally. She's somebody who has a good, solid base here, and this debate could be a moment to help relaunch her and put her back out there. She has the threat as well now of being overshadowed as the prominent woman in the race by the emergence of Amy Klobuchar as a top-tier candidate, and I think that surprised many people. So there's a lot of work for Elizabeth Warren to do to prove that she's still a viable candidate in this race, and she certainly should be. She has the policy credentials, she's put the work in, she's taken seriously and highly regarded by her colleagues in the Senate. She's not somebody seen as a Washington insider or as a DNC insider, but she is struggling to find that niche for herself, trying to find a space within the number of different candidates. She's got to find the way that not just distinguishes her, but shows the kind of fighter that she is and the spirit that we've seen from her in the Senate. And maybe we're going to get a nevertheless she persistent story out of tonight. The other candidate that I think all eyes will be on from that story is Joe Biden. Is his campaign still in free fall? In recent days, he's made a number of sharp digs against Michael Bloomberg. Is he trying to position himself as the stop Bloomberg candidate? Is that enough to save his candidacy? I don't think so, but we're going to find out tonight and over the next few days. Joe Biden tends to be at his best when he's bare-knuckle boxing, and he's got somebody in Michael Bloomberg who can be the foil for him. So I think tonight could be Joe Biden's best debate performance, and that could be enough to turn things around for him, or start to. I think that he has really missed having that one-on-one opponent to really go hard against. So Michael Bloomberg entering the race could be the best thing that has happened to Joe Biden.
Right. So we've covered most of the candidates. We still haven't gone over Pete Buttigieg or Tom Steyer. What do you think tonight means for them? Like, is this an important night for them? Is it too late?
It is very interesting with Mayor Buttigieg that we see him coming out of the first two primaries with good performances in terms of voting, and yet since New Hampshire he's been overshadowed in the news, and it feels like he's kind of been missing out a little on the media exposure. So it's a big night for him to try and pull some of that back, try and pull some of that focus and attention back to what has been a campaign with a bit of wind in his sails. He also has a solid operation here in Nevada. He's been here a long time, lots of officers and volunteers, but it's a campaign that's felt at times that it's really struggling to pick up those votes. Of course, Nevada, we've all been talking about it being the first really diverse state on the calendar, and that's another thing people are looking hard at. looking to see, is this a state where Mayor Pete can get the same kind of share of the vote that he's seen in the other states? It doesn't seem he's on track to do that, but some of the polls are quite interesting. While there's a clear front runner in Bernie Sanders, in all of the other candidates really being clumped very closely together for second. So it's not beyond the realm of possibilities for Mayor Pete to finish second in Nevada, and for many other candidates to finish second. I'm not making a prediction there. Tonight is the kind of opportunity that he can make his mark and show that he deserves a second place finish here or better. As for Tom Steyer, he really is one of the wild cards in the race. He's unpredictable. He's not somebody who on the streets we found a lot of people voicing support for, but we have spoken with just one or two people who are very passionate about him, typically voters who are putting climate change first, but also swing voters, people who are saying, you know, Tom Steyer is my first choice, but if he doesn't get the nomination, I'll be looking at Donald Trump for my vote. So we don't know how many of those voters are out there and what they're actually going to do when they get to the ballot box. Also, bearing in mind it's a caucus state, and you know, is Tom Steyer going to get the support for viability? If he can reach that viability threshold, that could make things extremely interesting for the second round of preferential voting. And I think that has to be his goal. Can he get to viability?
Great. Well, I think it's going to be an exciting day, Ian, so looking forward to checking with you a bit later.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Ian.